Hello, hello, we're on live today. Let me give it a while for people to show up and make sure we're okay. Hi, man. It sounds good, everything is okay? Yeah, we've been off for a while, but 3 days. 3 days we didn't do any of our Qualped Live Talk Show. We didn't do for 3 days, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. 2 reasons. It's the start of the year. We're setting things in motion for the rest of the year, and it's been quite a busy 2 weeks so far. Not even 2 weeks yet, right? We got a lot done. We got our cryptocurrency up and running, about to get it to a point where we can start trading and selling coins. Got all of our website. Check out our website on all of them. We have 15 different things that we do in this company. 15 branches to the company, Qualped Life Corporation, and our courses, we have seminars, workshops. Of course, with COVID, a lot of that we had to kind of put on hold for now, but a lot of it we are moving into different space, like cryptocurrency and this live streaming show and 24/7 news thing which we're setting up. It's a lot of work. This week I've worked one night. I went throughout the night, and then a couple days worked pretty late. So today I wanted to go on at 5, but again I was busy on the computer, and we are starting our ebook thing going and all that. Anyway, so I hope everything is going good. I'm trying to check on my phone if they'll okay. Man, are you hearing my voice? Everything is good. I think there is some technical thing with the software that I need to look at tomorrow. But if you're hearing me okay, let me know and I'll continue. And we get the show done today, because we have important things to talk about. We have missed 3 days, and I do research every day, right? I read, I look into things, what's going on in the world and stuff, and so we have a lot of catching up to do, a lot of information that I have that I need to pass on. As you see, I'm so tired. I lack sleep. I really lack sleep. This week I hardly, been going late. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and I put this out on social media one day. I came out, I worked all night, 6 o'clock, went outside to go get a coffee, and to go home and sleep too, from the studio, and man, it was minus 37 degrees Celsius outside. It was so cold. I was shivering, and that morning I had to put gas in the car, because the day before I said, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and I have enough for the day and stuff, and I kept going, and in the cold minus 37 I had to put gas. But anyway, Mano, the sound and everything is okay, we can go. Just let me know. And because on the software here I'm seeing something off. I don't know what it is. I'll have to check it out tomorrow. These things I should do during the day, before the live show. I will come into the studio when the show is ready, and then I expect lights and sound and everything to be working well. It's quite silly. So I need to come in early, set up everything, make sure it's okay, test it, and then before we start the show. And I want us to do the show earlier during the winter, so 5 o'clock, maybe 5 to 6 o'clock instead of 7 to 8, because then I end up staying in the studio too late. And if it's snowing outside, driving home in the snow and all that is, it's fun, but if you can avoid it, right? So today we want to delve back into what we left off with last week. The last show we did was Thursday. And remember, this is supposed to be a daily show, but trust me, if you're looking forward to the show, I know people have been asking me, people are looking forward to it, people have been asking me, what happened to your show, where is the talk show? But here we are. We have a lot of background stuff to get done in the company, including admin stuff. We got to raise some money. We are setting up the technical side, getting staff and all that in place to roll out our mass media operation, 24/7 mass media operation. So a lot is going on, and getting the book site going with all the books published and everything. It's quite a bit of work. The life of the entrepreneur, right? It's fun and it's easy, but it's time consuming, very, very time consuming. But it's the Qualped life. That's what we talk about on the show. We talk about the Qualped life. This is it. We live the Qualped life. And we're not such a person that we're rigid, holding on to schedules and all that. Yes, we have to, because if we make commitment to people, we have to keep those commitments. It's integrity to do that. But at the same time, you go with the flow, right? You flow. Life is about playing. You play with life. You move with the tide. Not that you go against the tide, or you uh, you fight. You don't fight. I mean, you fight. It's certain things you gotta fight through. You gotta fight through. Sometimes you have to go against the tide because the tide is going in the wrong direction. But you know what I mean. Life is not a rigid, set in rules, cast in stone kind of thing. You play with it. You play with life and you move ahead, and that's what we do, especially in entrepreneurship. And I don't want to preach business and say we talk about business success and money and all that. We don't. We don't want to deal with that. What we want to deal with on this show is very simply life, right? And that's what we're talking about. How do you live life? You don't live life by being slavish to structure. You live life by, being open and being, what is the word I'm looking for? Not flexible is one, yes, but playful, I guess, is the word. You be open to be playful, and when you're playing a sport, for example, you might have a game plan, but part of that game plan is to deviate from the game plan and play, if it's soccer or baseball or cricket or whatever, table tennis, which I play, and squash. You might have a game plan, but sometimes you deviate and you go different plays to get the win, right? And that's what we do. We live the qualified life with this kind of flow in us. But today, let's not talk about the qualified life and how we live it. Let's talk about what we're here to do, right? Which is, of course, the show is the Qualified Life Show, and we're here to. Let me just make sure that Mano said yes. Everything is good. It's good. Continue. Thank you, Mano. Our ever faithful shareholder, and Sharoz, of course. I hope Malcolm and everybody's listening. Mike, Penny, and Simone, Rocky, and everybody. It's great. It's great. It's great to have people look out for you, right? And of course, they're our people. Anyway, we want to go back to listen. There's so much to talk about here. There's so much on my mind that I've been reading the past few days over the weekend, and even though I'm working, like we finished all our websites, check it out at qualify.com. Click on that link at the top that says Stage Sets. Click there, you see all our 15 different branches of the company. It's quite exciting what we're setting out to do in 2022. But that's what I want to talk about today. What we're setting out to do in 2022 is because we are absolutely and totally focused on the future. That's what the Qualified Life is all about. This is, of course, the Qualified Life Show. I'm Sean, and you can Google us. All the logos are on the screen. Millionaire Mindset is our magazine, online digital magazine, which, used to be print, but we had to go digital because of COVID. Then, of course, we have our cryptocurrency, which we just launched, the Qualified Coin. It's coming out soon for you to be able to. Well, when I say for you to be able to buy and trade, it's only big amounts, right? Because there's something called a gas fee, and we're on the Ethereum blockchain. And so to purchase coins, you would have to, like, every transaction I think is between $50 and $100 US dollars, plus gas fees keeps fluctuating. I don't know what drives up the gas fee, maybe use a ship or whatever. But so we're doing big volumes only, not small volumes. So sorry to a lot of people been asking me, but I'm sorry to disappoint the small buyers. We want, the system is set up in cryptocurrency. That's how it is. For big traders, I guess that's why you're seeing millions of dollars and all that pass, because that's how they're setting up the system. It's astonishing to see as we're launching our own coin. I'm starting to realize behind the scenes in cryptocurrency, they're really positioning the thing for luxury, for big brands and stuff like that. And it's amazing to see. But anyway, when that's ready, we're going to talk about it. I'm just saying we have our magazine, we have our cryptocurrency, we have our course, Qualified College, which has 3 courses. It's all online. We have our conference coming up next year in November in Toronto. So all those things are happening. But we don't want to promote Qualified Corporation here today. We want to promote Qualified Life here today, which is the lifestyle system that we develop, which is what we teach in the Qualified Corporation. And the outcome of that teaching, the outcome of the lifestyle of living the qualified life, is that all our students, all the people who come on board with us would have produced, developed, and deployed. So wrote, designed, developed, and deployed a SIMS book, Simple Multimedia Smart Book, which is our technology that we developed for the future of books. Right? So that's in a nutshell what the show is about and who we are and all that, because we haven't been on it, including the weekend, 5 days, right? So if you're seeing a notification and jump on the video, know that this is called the Qualified Life Show, talk show. I'm Sean, and we're launching a global live stream mass media operation, and this is the first show on the platform, right? But what we talk about here is the future. We're futurists, and we study the future, and the reason for this talk show, which is an hour talk show, goes daily, weekdays, Monday to Friday. We skipped some days, like we skipped 2 days in this week, which I apologize for, but it was necessary. What we do here is completely and absolutely focus on the future, only the future. The future is all that matters to us. Not that we don't look into the past, of course we do, and the present is important in terms of here I am talking to you, right? But the future is what is important. I'm here talking to you because we planned this way before, right? You walk into the future. And today I want to focus on something that there are a lot of people, the average people that we see out there in life, on the street, in our family, in our friends, in our business associates, whoever it is. The average person out there today in 2022, I can tell you the average person, based on statistics as well, done online and polling and all those things, the average person is either puzzled by the future, is scared by the future and terrified, or intimidated by the future, or just doesn't know. The average person, and they don't. And so, what a human being does in that situation, you go into fight or flight, right, mode. And so a lot of people say, you know what, they shut their mind off from the future. Whatever happens, I'm just going to be there and hopefully I fit in. Some people say, I'm too scared, I don't even want to hear about it. Don't tell me about the future. I actually know people who like that, close people to me, who say to me, don't tell me about the future. I don't need to know about the future. I'm going to live my life day to day, and whatever happens, it's going to turn out. By faith, I believe it's going to turn out well. Not a bad attitude to have, right? But to me, that's lackadaisical and not responsible and not committing to a life that is your best. And so we set out to, the reason we're doing this show, the reason we're launching with a free live streaming show across many platforms, including Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, of course, our website and everything, futurestarsmedia.com. Check it out. The reason we do all this is because we feel we have a responsibility, given the information that we're coming across, the understanding that we're grasping, the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that we seek every single day through reading and writing, which is what our company's foundation is. It's reading, writing, and telling stories. That's what we're about, right? We inspire the world with content, beautiful content, and all kinds of content that edifies, that empowers, that is elite and exclusive, that empowers the people who come across our content, right? We produce content. That's what the world does. Everybody's doing it now. The metaverse and everything. It's all about content production, right? And that's what we do as a mass media and a technology company. But we do long-form content, deep, substantial stuff. And so that's what we're doing in the company in terms of, excuse me, let me see. These notifications keep coming in and I don't want to miss them because if somebody's telling me something about a show, right, I want to catch it. Because sometimes our technical thing, I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Sometimes our technical stuff happens, right? You have the laptop is updating or some crazy thing would happen, technology being what it is. Today, actually, the studio was out of internet. The internet went down for a good, I was like, oh, it's a good thing I didn't start the streaming early because we would have been off the air. The internet went down for quite a while, but then it came back and it's okay again. I don't know what happened in the area, maybe the wind or something. But anyway, I want to talk today to us about what I'm discovering about the future. Now, the future, let me tell you something. The next 2 to 5 years is going to be so radically different. It's going to be so different, this whole world, that if we are not prepared for it, a lot of us, like happened throughout history, right? The common person, the average person, the ordinary person, the rabble, the voter, the people, the crowd, whatever you want to call them, the sheeple, whatever you want to call them, they're always left behind. They're always left behind. The ordinary people, especially the poor people, the maimed, the disabled, the suffering, the women. A long time women were left behind in history, and to some extent a lot of them are still left behind. But we got to wake people up. The reason people are left behind is because they are not woken up. They're not conscious of the ramifications of life, all the little details, the little things that people run away from. People say, oh, that's too much, I don't want to think about it, it hurts my head just to think, I don't want to I don't want to put my effort and energy into this kind of thing that is not even there. Yet they see reality, only what they see in front of them, they don't see the horizon. But some elites, throughout history we see this, and we see it right now. There are people who are benefiting from the system. The people who are foreseeing, people with foresight, like one of my pastor friends at my church said, he likes to use this phrase, foresight, insight, hindsight, and one foresight, insight, hindsight, and one other thing. All the sights. And he would say this constantly, that you need to have these things, which is true. We need foresight, we need hindsight, we need insight, we need enlightenment, we need all these things. And if we commit ourselves to walking that path of learning listen, if the elites can know what's going on in the future and prepare for it and harness their horse and jump in the saddle and ride into that future and own it, like the people who, the new titans, Peter C. Newman called them, the new establishment who came in, they saw the future back in the late 90s when the internet web phase 1 of the web, what they call Web 1.0, was starting up. A whole bunch of people, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Wozniak, even Elon Musk when he started PayPal. All these guys jumped on the bandwagon in the late 90s. What happened to the rest of the population? Billions of people, they eventually came on the bandwagon. When a few companies started, look at the smartphone. Billions and billions of people use smartphone, and only you have Samsung, LG, which now is out of the business, Apple, Google came in late, Microsoft, now Elon Musk is coming into the smartphone space. So a very, very few companies, benefited from this thing that billions of every human being on the face of the planet today uses one of this smartphone. Billions of people, but only you can count 5 companies that benefited from that. The rest of humanity were left behind. We want to wait to the late 90s what was going on in technology. And of course the smartphone didn't come out in Web 1, but a lot of people benefited from Web 1, including Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs' company, Apple, which he started, is now a $3 trillion company. $3 trillion. Imagine a company that is worth $3 trillion. That is more than the economy of the entire South America or Africa, and most of the big countries too, maybe even Brazil. Excuse me. Then you had Web 2.0 came, which is the social media platforms, and there a whole bunch of people benefited. Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey at Twitter and all these people, all the social media people, a lot of people became millionaires. But you could count them on your fingers. The world has just hit 3,000 billionaires. 3,000 billionaires out of 8 billion people. Billions of people, thousands of billionaires. Just a couple thousand. The reason is the masses don't care to look into the future. We ordinary people, we don't say what's coming down the road. Let me look past my immediate needs in front of me and look towards the horizon and see what's coming. We don't do that. We don't do that. No, we go about our day, we go bar and drink, we go party, even church people, you go and you fantasize in church and entertain yourself and say, oh, I have faith. But people don't care about the future. People don't advance into the future, and this is an upsetting thing. It's an upsetting thing. We gotta take seriously these things. Now here's why I'm saying this. Web 3.0 is upon us. The third phase of the internet. The third phase of the internet is us. It empowers us. Like right now what is going on with cryptocurrency and NFTs and metaverse and all those things. It's about our time. More and more the internet has democratized society, has caused the average person to become empowered. And more we have to take that empowerment in our hands and not just waste it, not just throw it away. That's what a human being does. Imagine we have this beautiful thing called life, right? We have life and we breathe it in every, microsecond. We breathe this breath of life. How many people waste it? How many people waste this life? Much less waste technology, much less waste what is coming into the future. These things we must change, and this is why we do this talk show, because we want to make a difference. Are we making money from this talk show? Of course not. Maybe eventually in a way we are building our brand, we are building a platform. Now we have nearly 100 videos on YouTube and on our website and on Facebook and all those places. So we are building content, yes, and eventually our brand will become viral, and we of course will benefit. You give, you get, right? That's how the world is. You give, and obviously the universe returns to you, or providence, or God, or whatever you want to say. For me, it's God. Return to us whatever we give, right? So we have a giving heart and a giving spirit and a giving life, and we create content to touch the hearts of people, the heart of all those who will listen to us. And the message that we have is that the future is coming to us. And let me tell you something. Within 2 to 5 years, the world that we live in, you would not recognize it. If you were to go away, let's Elon Musk take you to Mars, spend 3 to 5 years in Mars and come back to the Earth, you wouldn't recognize human society. You know why? 3 things are coming to us. And these things, you don't see it in the street because the policeman is still doing his job. The office worker is still doing their job. The government is working the same way they always work. Everything is functioning as usual, except COVID, of course. Ontario is in a lockdown. Quebec is in curfew and everything. Many parts of the world are in lockdown because of COVID. But you know what I mean. Life continues. So what is going on for the future is kind of, how should I say, below the surface, right? It's not blatantly in your face. But 3 things are happening that will change from tomorrow to, say, by 2025, definitely by 2030, we're going to live in a completely, amazingly different world. And the question is, what are we doing to prepare for it? We are doing our bit. We have our show. We invite everybody to come get in touch with us, whether by email or social media. We're all over the internet. You can find us. Send us a message. Let's have a conversation. Let's work on projects together. I keep saying to people, let's do a book together. Let's do videos. Let's do social media campaigns, whatever it is. You have an idea, you have content that you want to put out into the world, come to us. We know how to operate the media. We have the technology. We can do this. You want to get into cryptocurrency, you want to get into the new technology that is coming, augmented reality. Let's talk. Let's walk together. We're not cornering the world and saying we alone will benefit. No, we want you to come on board with us. You are important. You are important. And we are important, and together we can benefit from this new world that is open. We're on the cusp, at the dawn. Think of it like this. If you wake up in the morning and the sun is coming up, don't you feel amazing when you see that sun rise? That here's a new day, I could start my life all over again. Whatever happened yesterday doesn't matter. I can start again. A new day is dawning. Well, for the world, a new day is dawning. Literally. With this technology thing. 3 things are going on. I want you to be conscious of 3 things. And don't only listen to me. Go do the research. Please, check it out. 3 things are going on. 1 is Internet of Things. Internet of Things would see every single physical object from tables and desks and chair and wall and floor and ceiling and lights and cars and machines to robots to our clothing. Everything will be connected to the internet by sensors, by microchips, by all these things. The Internet of Things is radically changing society from the inside out. So you don't see it because it's from the inside out, from the foundation. The root is being rooted out and being rerouted, if I can use such a word, right? We're seeing the very foundation of society being remade, but it's happening below the surface. You don't see the foundation, right? It's happening below the surface. The Internet of Things is, keep a keen eye out for that, because that's changing society so fast. Before you blink, it's going to be a different world we live in, where you go buy furniture, you don't even need to buy TV anymore, because AR is the second thing. So Internet of Things and then AR, which is augmented reality. So they're augmenting reality by making wearable computing. So we're going to have Internet of Things, we're going to have wearable computing, where our clothes is connected to the internet, our glass is connected to the internet now. And the third, let me just say this, the third thing that we would have, of course, is augmented reality, where we just put the glasses on, you have holograms instead of TV and all those things. Now, this is not far-fetched stuff. These things are on our doorstep. They're being mass-produced right now to be sent out to stores, possibly for Christmas, for the Christmas rush. As soon as this supply chain that they say is held up around the world because of COVID, we're going to see brand new products coming, not old products. The world is changing. Wearable computing. Now Elon Musk is talking about the Neuralink. Now when I first heard about the Neuralink, I am curious about these things, because it talks about the future, it talks about augmenting human the human being, literally, not by just wearing AR, augmented reality glasses or clothing, temperature controlled clothing and all those things. But Elon Musk has gone a way further than all that. Elon Musk has developed something which is, it's a round, flat, like a coin, right? Like a little quarter, 25 cents. And in this thing is packed with technology, with microchips, thousands of microchips. And they're making it more and more sophisticated as the day goes by. And he's planning to release this thing this year in 2022. And he's made a special, this is the company, Neuralink, which he owns. He owns SpaceX, which is a company, Neuralink, which is a company, and Tesla, which is a company. Elon Musk has 3 or 4 companies. One, I think, is a housing company as well, with solar roofing and stuff like that. So 4 companies. The same as us, we have 4 companies. We're not billionaires, we're going to be here one day, don't worry. Anyway, so he has this Neuralink, and Elon Musk is saying, I'm telling you, this is not science fiction. The reason we talk about this on the show is because nobody else is talking about it. You turn on CNN, BBC, read New York Times, you would never see Elon Musk talking about Neuralink. It's astonishing. You would never see people discussing in the mainstream media NFT or cryptocurrency, and yet you go on social media and it's everywhere. All the big guys, including Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, and all these guys are getting into the space, but mainstream media is ignoring all of it. Why these reporters? I don't know what's wrong with the reporters or the editors or the owners of the media operation. They're not warning people. They're not educating people. They're entertaining people with absolute nonsense. Who cares what Kardashian or Kanye West is doing? Or if he's hiding in some bush looking through a window. Nobody cares about that. Well, unfortunately, millions of people do care about it, because look at your social media following, right? People are just superficial and flippant and don't care. Those are the people going to be left back, sadly, right? We have on TikTok millions of people who are putting out all kinds of stupid videos every minute. They're very entertaining, very nice. They pick up a lot of followers, but it's totally dumb stuff. These people used to do that in Snapchat. Snapchat, they change algorithm, whatever they do. They left Snapchat and they went to Instagram. Instagram was booming. Before all that, Facebook was booming. Now they're on the new trend, which is TikTok, and these people are wasting their lives. Young people, because the girls are a bit pretty, they can wear makeup and make themselves. Even older people, they're putting on makeup and make themselves. Mostly women do these things on TikTok. It's crazy. So we are doing the show to talk to the few people. We know it's only a few people who would take us seriously and say, you know what? Yes, this thing about the future is important, and I need to put my head there because I'm going to be left back. Like happened in the 90s, like happened in the early 2000s. Now it's the 3rd decade of the 2000s. 2022 going on to 2030. Before you know it, 2030 is here. It's only 8 years away. I remember when the year 2000 came around. 22 years ago. Who would think that 22 years would zip by just like that? 2030 is just around the corner. And by then we were seeing the climate mandates that countries agreed to at COP26 in Glasgow, England last November. By 2030, a lot of that would be in place, including a ban on gasoline cars worldwide. We'd have electric cars. You won't see gas stations anywhere. You won't see electric charging stations. So what I'm saying is, our future is changing, and it's changing very fast. And we need to be responsible enough to our children, to our friends and family, and the people around us to know what's going on, to prepare for it, and to make sure everybody's okay. Right? We got to do that. There's a lot of disruption coming because the old order has to change. The old establishment is falling apart, and the new establishment will come in. The new titans, the new business people, the new millionaires, the new trillionaires, the new billionaires, and the new millionaires who are going to benefit from metaverse and NFT. They're already benefiting. There are a lot of people making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Kids who are 10 years old becoming millionaires with NFTs and playing in the metaverse. People on Roblox, people on these games that we parents used to say to our teenager. I remember talking to my son Prince and saying, what are you doing playing Roblox and Minecraft? They were in the future. That was the metaverse. Now the whole world is becoming like what the games they were playing, and we parents were saying, what are you doing? The future is changing. So Elon Musk is developing Neuralink, and Neuralink, he's starting to make it mainstream. When I say mainstream, it's available to the public from later on this year. They did experiments on monkeys and pigs, and I guess rats and everything. And they saw that when here's what they do. They take the coin, it's a coin thing, which is packed with microchips. So it's a computer. This little coin is a computer. It's a full processing computer. And it has some very, very microscopic wires attached to it, right? And so they have a robot. They built a robot specially for this. Is not science fiction, my friend. I'm telling you this right now. And that's why we do this show. We want to let people know what's going on. I read these things and I watch the videos and I listen to these guys talk. And I'm thinking, why the media doesn't educate the public on these things? Why? Let's do it. It's not being done, let us do it. And we're doing it. By God's grace, we're going to continue to do it and expand this operation so that more people will watch it and be awoken, right? They're going to take that little computer, get a robot to put a hole in your skull. They're going to drill a piece of your skull out to the proportion of this little computer, this little coin computer. And they're going to take that thing and insert it, make it, how should I say, they're going to mold it into your skull, right? They're going to mold it in. This is an operation that would last maybe a couple hours. And they're going to put this thing in, and these microscopic wires would be connected because they're biological in nature. They're electronic, but they're biological in nature as well. It's super technology. And so they want these wires hanging from this computer that is embedded and molded into your skull. They're going to put a little hole in the skull like the coin, fit the coin into the skull, cover, you won't even see a scar. Cover it up, your hair is going to be over it, and nobody would know. In fact, I think Elon Musk has the thing in his head. And he walks around and nobody knows. I think a lot of people at Tesla, a lot of maybe big technology people, they already have this thing embedded in their skull. And the wires pick up. This is not science fiction, trust me. I write science fiction. Nightmares of Knowledge, my novel, is a science fiction book. This is not science fiction. This is real. They put the coin in your skull, they embed it there, they make it one with the skull, right? They merge it into the bone of the skull. And then the wires are dangling into the nervous system. It connects to your nervous system, so your whole nervous system, right? Because remember, we feel everything by our nerves, right? If the nerves is damaged, you don't feel a part of your body. And all the nerves are centered in the brain.